There we go. I wasn't even live on YouTube, I don't think. Now I'm live on YouTube. So good morning. Welcome to Kevin at 7. Good morning, JP from Washington, D.C. Kathleen from Riverside. Good morning. As you come on, make sure you give the post a thumbs up. Share this with some friends who've been knocked off the horse or fallen off the wagon or just in general stuck and not where they want to be. This is where we all spend parts of our life. This is where we spend time. We spend time flat on our back. We spend time knocked down. We spend time off track. All of that happens to all of us, right? Let me see some thumbs up. If it happens to you, let me see it. Don't act like it never happens, okay? Because it is in the struggle that you get strength. It's in the struggle that the victories become sweeter. Mwah. It's really only in the victories that you develop the strength and the tenacity to win. So good morning, Azil from Toronto. As you come on, tell us where you are. Maya Day Bruce, good morning from North Richland Hills. Maya, I'm not sure if you know, but when I first started real estate, the first house I ever bought was on Glenhurst Drive in North Richland Hills. That was my first house I ever owned. Bought it the day before I started. We moved into it the day before I started my real estate career. Good morning, Matt from Reisterstown, Maryland. Good to see you again. Maria, good morning. Welcome. Again, I'm glad to see all of you guys on this morning. All right, let's dive right into this because it's Monday. We got to keep the momentum going. Momentum Monday. I want to give you momentum as you start out the week this week. So I got a message from a gal named Julia. I don't know if she's on today, but if you're on, Julia, welcome. Glad to have you on. And here's what she says. She says, I fell majorly off the wagon in the past 2 years for personal reasons. And now I feel like I need to get back to basics. A lot of my personal circle and sphere of influence have bought and sold with other agents. So it's a real estate agent. And I'm a bit panicked. Oh no, how to get the strength to go back to what I love to do and what makes me happy professionally, selling real estate. Thank you for everything you're doing, Kevin. All right, so how do I majorly fell off the wagon for the past 2 years? So number one, in the future, never fall off a wagon for 2 years. If you fall off the wagon for 2 years, you're dead. Right? You fall off the wagon, you don't get back up for 2 years. I think 2 years is too long. You're dead. But this is metaphorical. You didn't really fall off the wagon. You just got off track for 2 years. I got it. Personal reasons, it happens. Okay, so now the question is, well, how do I get back on? Well, so I'm going to give you 3 principles today for how you get back on, how you win, how you push through these moments of setback, fallback, and so forth. So I'm going to address specifically, I'm going to give you 3 principles, and then I'm going to address specifically her situation of where she's panicking. Okay, panic does not serve anybody. So number one, when you fall off the horse. By the way, when I was 5 years old, I was 5 years old in Moran, Texas, M-O-R-A-N. You should look it up, Google it. That's where I lived before I started school. So if you want to talk about a small town country boy, Moran, Texas, Google it. I don't know what the population is today, but it ain't much. It wasn't much back then. I don't think there was one paved road in town, two paved roads in town, and all the streets, the neighborhoods were all dirt roads. Moran, Texas, I was there. I had my best friend, Andy Gill. His dad had horses, and so they did horses, and we would go out. I went out riding with him. We go out to their little farm area. I don't know what it was, but it was a little farm, and they had horses. And I loved horses. I was like, they were so, because you watch the Westerns every morning, watch, the Lone Ranger and all that kind of stuff. So I'm in love with horses. And so one day, finally, they say they're going to let me go riding with them. And Andy's going to go riding. And so they had this little pony called a Welsh pony. And it was Andy's horse. And so I was going to ride, because I'd never ridden a horse before, I was going to ride on the back with Andy. So picture this, a 5-year-old riding behind a 5-year-old on a pony. Well, that's what was happening. So we go out across, and this is like out in the country, and we're out going through the pasture, through the fields, through the wilderness, whatever, and everything's going good. I'm having the time of my life. And then we come to this little ditch, little ravine, and all the other horses are just walking down through it and up, and our pony decides to jump it. I'm not sure how that played out, why he decided to do that, but all I remember is when he jumped, it threw me off the back because it was totally unexpected. I fell off the back of the horse and I landed on my tush in a prickly pear cactus. I had prickly pear all over and all in my butt. I had them all up my back. I had them all in my hands and arms from catching myself. And that's the first time I ever fell off the horse. So how do you get back on the horse? Well, when you got a butt full of prickly pear, you got to remove the splinters, the thorns first. Okay. So let's talk about how you do this. So number one, fast. How do you get back on the horse? Number one, you get back on as fast as you can. Now, the problem was I let it rattle me. I let it shake me. And my parents, and so now I'm scared of horses. And I still loved horses. I'm just scared of them. I did not get back on a horse again for years. And it was a mistake. And my parents, I believe my parents should have got me. They should have talked to Andy's dad, because Eddie Gill was Andy's dad. And Eddie and my dad were good friends. And I believe they should have got me back on the horse. I just believe they should have done that. And they didn't. They let me fall off, and I stayed off for 2 years. Well, there's more than 2, but you get the point. I fell off. So lesson number one, when you get knocked down, get back up fast. Like, you get the thorns out before you get back on the horse. Granted, I don't even know how we got back to the barn, because I mean, I know I couldn't ride, and I wouldn't have got back on the horse if I could have, but I don't even know how we did that. I don't even remember that. I remember how painful it was, had them pulling out the thorns with the little barbs, and it took days to get all the little things out. It was horrible. Fast. You got to get back on the horse fast. So wherever you are, if you've been knocked off for 2 years, it's not too late, but get back up fast today. Now, when I say get back up fast, let's put it in a real estate context. Okay. If this is making sense, give me some thumbs up. What happens when you fall down? Get back up and shake it off and get back on and get back going. Now, that doesn't mean, when I say this, you got to pretend like everything's at stake. Your life is on the line, because what happens is we get back up and we tend to want to go back into it kind of slow, and I'm recovering and all this kind of stuff. And what I'm going to tell you is, you need to pretend like the enemy is coming. And if you don't get back up and get on the horse and run, you're dead. It's your life, because your life is on the line. I know it's just one little episode or one little event, but if you don't deal with it, it turns into 2 years, like it did with this gal. And when that happens and you fall off the horse and you stay off the horse, thank you for the sad faces and the condolences about my butt being full of prickly pear splinters. I appreciate the heart, and I thank you. I like a little more love, a little more hearts would be great. But if you don't say, I'm going to do this fast, all of a sudden one setback turns into 2 years off the saddle, out of the saddle, on your back, wandering around this haze wilderness of like, poor me. Okay. It goes back to what we talked about on Friday of being the victim, and you get there and you stay there too long and you get used to it. You got to get back up fast. As my life depends on it. If I'm a real estate agent, and let's just say that I've been out for 2 years, and I'm going back in full time. What would I do? I would treat it like that I had, in 10 days, I had a major exam and my life depended on it. I'd have to have my listing presentation memorized and flawless. I would have to have my pre-listing pack ready to go. I would have to be prospecting 3 or 4 hours every single day. I would put myself in a position where whatever is going to happen so fast. And I would literally work until my butt is bleeding. Work your butt off. Isn't that what they say? Work your butt off. I'd work till my butt is bleeding. You got to get that, how you have to treat it. It's urgent. You have to be urgent. Next step, focus. Now, when you fall off the horse, when you fall off the wagon, it shifts our focus immediately from where we were going to our butt, to the pain. We're in pain. Look at this. Look at this. I'm like, look at the splinters. They're horrible. And I'm focused now on my butt. Well, if I'm going to get back going to recover, I got to get focused off my pain and onto the goal. All right. So stop focusing on the fall and focus on the goal. Okay. In fact, would somebody type this in? Focus on the goal, not the fall. When you fall down, focus on the goal, not the fall. When we get back up, we still want to kind of look back and go like, well, you wouldn't believe what happened to me last week, last year, last decade. You wouldn't believe it. And we're looking back instead of looking forward. Elizabeth Faust, you also fell off a horse and broke your wrist. Ouch. Focus on the goal, not the fall. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, guys. Thanks for doing that. Thanks, Rosanna. All right. Okay. Focus forward. Focus forward. So number one, fast. Number two, focus. Number three is finish. And what I mean by finish is you just, whenever you get knocked off, I ain't ever quitting. You've got to have a relentlessness that says it does not matter what happens to me. The reason most agents fail in real estate, and guys, if you're a real estate agent, let me see some thumbs up. If you're on here, you're a real estate agent, give me some thumbs up. Unless you're really sucking at it, then you maybe give me a sad face. I don't care. Give me something. Or if you love it, give me hearts. If you're a real estate agent, give me let me see an explosion of them. Yep, good. Neldon, not quitting, good. Focus, fast, finish, fast, focus, finish, good. Carson, thank you, good. Guys, thank you. Awesome. Okay, I'm talking to the right people. All right, so here is the deal for today. The number one reason why real estate agents quit, why they fail, an 80+% fail, right? 80, and over a 3-year period, in the 3-year career, 90% of real estate agents fail. They don't make a good living. They don't make the money they need to really be successful in real estate. That's over 90%. Can I tell you why they fail? I'm going to tell you why real estate agents fail at such a high rate. Because they can. It's too easy. It is way too easy to fail in real estate. That's why we fail. It's because it's easy to fail. It's easy to quit. Easy to get your license, easy to get out. You invested $1,500, $1,800 to get in, and then whatever you spent, and your dues and all that kind of stuff. But $1,800 will get you in. $1,500 to $2,000 anywhere in America will get you in. It'll get you board dues paid, get you on the MLS, get you with an office. It'll get you done. $22,000, $2,000. Too easy to get in. And so therefore it's too easy to get out, and you quit because it's easy. How do you win in real estate? The way you win is just what focus, fast, finish. And finishing means you refuse to quit. You go in and you go in with 100% commitment, not 80% commitment. Not, I'm going to try this. I'm going to see how this goes. Or when you fall off the horse, going, maybe real estate's not for me. No, maybe real estate isn't easy as you thought. Yeah. If you're a real estate agent, you know what I'm talking about. Just all looked so easy and so glamorous and so glorious before we got in, and nobody told us what it was really going to be like unless you watch a YouTube video, and some are good, some are crap. And then you're like, who do I believe? Well, what they're telling you about is their personal experience and the statistics. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you is I went through some sucky times in real estate, but I was focused on succeeding, and I was 100% all in, finishing. I would not quit. And whenever I got knocked off the horse, I got back on fast. And the reason I got back on fast was because I had no plan B. I had no backup. I was in trouble if I didn't succeed. I was like, I had nothing else to do. I mean, I could have found a job, I'm sure, but I didn't want to find a job, and it would pay me what I needed to support my family and all that. I just had no choice. So you got to make the choice that if you refuse to quit, you are already unbeatable. You are already unstoppable. Type it. I love this hashtag. I am unstoppable. Did I do that as a hashtag? Should have done it as a hashtag. Hashtag I am unstoppable. Bam. I am unstoppable. Why? Because I won't be stopped. I won't quit. You knock me down, I'm getting back up. I know one thing I can count on every single day. Every single day, one thing I can count on is, and you can count on it too. One thing you can count on is I will continue to show up. I will continue to show up. I am unstoppable. That's right, Letty. Awesome. Good. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Rare Q. I don't know how to pronounce that name or if that's a name at all on YouTube. If you refuse to quit, you are already unstoppable. Carsley, right on. So guys, you're going to get knocked off the horse. You're going to fall off the wagon. All that's going to happen. Get back up fast. Get focused back on your goals and refuse to quit. Finish, 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 finish. Matt, congratulations on doing your first door knocking open house this weekend. That is awesome. Hey guys, tell me if you have other stuff you'd like for me to talk about on these Kevin at 7 in the morning. Just type in the comments what you would like for me to talk about. If you are watching on YouTube, do not type it in the chat. Type it in the comments after the video is done, because the chat disappears, I think. I'm not sure, but I think it does. And I don't see it. So put it in the comments. If there's stuff you'd like for me to talk about, you guys are the best. Go out there, focus every day, right now. Focus today, Monday. I'm making it an awesome day. Go with sense of urgency through the day, into the day. Hit it running, get momentum for the week, and then refuse to be stopped. Refuse to quit no matter what. And I will see you in the morning.